day, guys. Now, we are going to be looking at another scenario of root of quadratic equation, in which we are going to be talking about case 2. Now, in case 2, now let's look at the question. If alpha and beta are the root of the quadratic equation, x squared plus px plus q is equal to 0. Express 1 over alpha squared plus 1 over beta squared in terms of p and what? And q. In terms of p and q. Now, we are going to be using two methods in solving this. We are first going to be using the AND method, and we are going to be using the short trick method in solving this particular question. Now, the first thing you need to understand about this is that you can see that we have a coefficient of x to be p and your constant to be what? To be q. So it simply means that if alpha and beta are the root of your quadratic equation. Now the first thing you need to understand is that, okay, let me simplify this by 1 over alpha squared plus 1 over beta squared. Let's simplify it. Now, if I simplify this, 1 over alpha squared plus 1 over beta squared. Now, finding the LCM, this will be alpha squared, beta squared. Now, this cancel this, becomes beta squared, and this cancel this, becomes plus alpha squared, right? I know that beta squared plus alpha squared is still the same thing as saying alpha squared plus beta squared, right? I know that alpha squared plus beta squared is equivalent to alpha plus beta squared minus 2 alpha beta. So therefore, this will now be equivalent to alpha plus beta squared minus 2 alpha beta into the bracket of, now alpha squared beta squared is still the same thing as saying alpha beta raised to the power of 2. Are you getting the point here? So therefore, we're now going to be looking for this expression. Now, in our particular equation, we know that alpha plus beta is equal to minus b over a, which will be equivalent. I told you that b is the coefficient of your x in the quadratic equation, while a is the coefficient of your x squared. Are you getting the point now? Now, if we look at x here, what's the coefficient of x here? P, right? And what's the coefficient of x squared here? This is what? 1. It simply means that my a is 1 and my b is what? P, right? And therefore, this will now become minus p over what? Over 1, which is equivalent to what? Minus p. Now, if I have alpha beta, which is equal to c over a. Now, I told you that c is a constant. That is a value in the quadratic equation that is deficient of x. Now you can see that this is the only value in the quadratic equation that does not contain x, and therefore my c will be equivalent to q divided by 1, which equals to q. Are we getting something here? Now we are now going to substitute alpha plus beta as minus p and alpha beta as what? As q here. So therefore this will now be in form of, now alpha plus beta squared. Now alpha plus beta is what? Minus p. So this becomes minus p squared. Are you there? Minus 2 into bracket. What's my alpha beta? That is q. Divided by alpha beta is also what? Q squared. Are you there? So minus p times minus p becomes what? Becomes positive p squared. If you have a 2 negative sign, let's say minus 2 multiplied by minus 2, I'm going to be getting a positive 4. Are you there? If I also do 2 multiplied by 2, I'm going to be getting what? A positive 4. So if I say minus 2 squared, it's still the same thing as saying positive 4. So if I say minus p squared, it's still the same thing as saying positive p squared. So therefore, this will be positive p squared minus 2q divided by q squared. And this should be our final answer. And this will be what? Option A. Now we know that option A is our what? Is our answer using this AND method. Now let's look at a shortcut method that you can use to what? To solve any of this type of question in less than 30 seconds. Are we getting the point here? So let's talk about it. Now, you should remember that I told you that the root of a quadratic equation is what? Is alpha and what? And beta. And they simply means the solution of your quadratic equation. Now, if they say that alpha and beta are the solutions of my quadratic equation, why can't I assume a value for alpha and I can also assume a value for beta? and therefore I can easily form a quadratic equation that can have numbers. Are you there? Now, let's say my alpha is equals to 3 and my beta is equals to 2. Like you see, I'm just assuming any value. Are you there? My alpha is equals to 3 and my beta is equals to what? To 2, right? Now, if you could notice from how to form the root of a quadratic equation, it's be x squared minus alpha plus beta x plus what? Plus alpha beta, right? Alpha plus beta x plus alpha beta. So therefore, the quadratic equation for this root is x squared minus alpha plus beta is 3 plus 2. That's what? 5x, right? Plus what? Plus 3 times 2 is what? Plus 6. Now this is what? This is my equation. The quadratic equation for this root. You can also do this as x minus 3 and x minus 2, and you can also be getting the same answer. Now, I will now use this to compare this particular equation that was given to me in the question, saying x squared plus px plus q, right? Saying x squared plus px plus q. Now, if look at this is the same as this, right? Now that means that the whole of this will also be equivalent to the what? To the whole of this. Saying minus 5x will be equals to what? Will be equals to px, right? And I can say that my 6 is equals to what? To q. And therefore, if I take out this x, that means my p will be equals to minus 5 and my q will be equals to 6, right? So from the equation, I simply know that my p is equals to minus 5 and my q is equals to 6, right? So in that particular case, I will now going to slot this thing into my what? Into my equation. Now how am I going to do it? Now they ask us to express 1 over alpha squared plus 1 over beta squared. Since I know that my alpha is 3 and my beta is 2, therefore I'll do something like this. 1 over, what's my alpha? 3 squared plus 1 over 2 squared. This is equivalent to 1 over 9 plus 1 over 4. Please, are we getting something here? Therefore, if I do 1 over 9 plus 1 over 4, let's quickly do that. 9 times 4 is what? Is 36, right? So, if I do this, 4 in this will be 9 in 4, 9 in 36, this will be 4, plus what? Plus 9. 4 plus 9 is what? 4 plus 9 is 13 over 36, right? So this is what? 13 over 36. Now, I'm not going to be slotting P is equals to minus 5 and Q is equals to 6 in my option. Now, the answer that is going to be giving me 13 over 36 will be my correct option. Now, let's look at option A. Are we there? Let's look at option A. Now, I have P squared minus 2Q over Q squared, which is equivalent. What is my P? My P is 5, right? Minus 5. Minus 5 squared minus 2 into bracket 6, right? Into bracket of what's my Q? My Q is what? 6. 6 squared, right? So minus 5 times minus 5 is what? 25. Minus 2 times 6 is what? Is 12. Divided by what? By 36. 25 minus 12 is what? Is 13 over 36. You can see that this is still my answer. And therefore, option A will be my correct answer. Hello? Can you tell that's a beautiful short trick, right? You don't need to remember any formula to know anything. Now, the only thing you just need to do is that what? You just need to assume a value for alpha and beta. When you assume a value for alpha and what? And beta, therefore, if you assume a value from alpha and beta, let's say my alpha is 3 and my beta is 2. Now use that particular value to form a new quadratic equation. Now, the thing is, the logic is that if you are practicing very, very well, let's say you are using 3 and 2, or you are using 2 and 1. Let's say you are using 3 and 2, or what? Or 2 and 1. You can easily know the value of what? Of your alpha and beta down, the value of your what? Of your quadratic equation, and you can easily know the value of your A, B, and C, or even if they give you a form of P and Q, you can easily know those values. Are you getting the point now? So all those values will have been in your head, and you will not be solving the way I'm doing it now. Are you getting the point now? So therefore, when they now ask you to express the form of 1 over alpha squared plus 1 over beta squared, you just plot in your what? Your roots, 3 and what? And 2 into this, and you get the answer, which is 13 over 36. And since I know that my P is minus 5 and my Q is 6, I'll just go back to my option. Anywhere I see P, I put minus 5. And anywhere I see cube, I put 6. And therefore, if I'm getting an answer in an option that is correlating to the what? That is correlating to the answer that I'm getting in my question, that particular option is the correct answer. Since I'm getting 13/36 as my question, if I go to the option that will give me 13/36, if I'm using 6 as cube and cube as -5, will be my correct answer. And that is how we are going to be solving anything that looks like this. I'm going to be giving you more example on this case. Are you getting the point now? I'm still going to be giving you more examples on this case. Stay tuned. I love you. My name is Gosman, and if you want more inquiries about tutorial, this is my number 09065691826. Take care till the next video.